every time I wake up, it seems like the world is getting just a little bit more fucked up. And this time from the Daily Mail, male Norwegian politician raped by asylum seeker and now says he feels guilty of all things. He doesn't feel blood. He doesn't feel sore. He feels guilty. Because his attacker will now be deported back and might suffer back in Somalia. Yes, this is not The Onion. This is not April 1st. This is a real story. So a Norwegian politician has spoken about how he felt guilty that the Somali asylum seeker who raped him was deported. So Karsten Nordal Hauken, I don't speak Norwegian. I assume I said it correctly, but probably not, was raped in his house. And the perpetrator was subsequently caught and jailed for 4.5 years. So I guess that's the real surprise of the story, that the asylum seeker was actually caught and imprisoned. However, when he found out that the man was to be deported back to Somalia after serving his sentence, he reveals he felt guilt because he might face hardship in his old country. Can you imagine that? You get raped by somebody. And remember, this is a dude. A dude. You are a man and you get anally penetrated by another man. A dude. Okay? You know, there are no words to even explain how unbelievably vile this action was. But what's even worse is the fact that this douchebag feels guilty. Guilty. Now, left-wing politician, no surprise there, told his story as part of a television series about mental illness and psychological troubles. Well, I think we know what he may have. So he describes himself as a young socialist left party member, feminist, and anti-racist. Yeah. No, he's not a feminist and anti-racist. What he is he's a cuck. He's a guy that is so fucked up in the head that he has reached the point that he's willing to accept himself physically getting raped and anally penetrated by another man, holding him down against his will, and feeling guilt about it. Feeling guilt, of all things. I had a strong feeling of guilt and responsibility. What did you do? He raped you. You didn't do anything. It's not like you both got drunk and you invited him over to your house and then one thing led to another. He fucking fucked you in the ass until he exploded and came into your rectum. Why would you feel guilt? You could feel semen. You could feel blood. You could feel a sore ass. But you can't feel guilt. And this is the problem here. This fucking douchebag is a politician. So he's voting. People vote for this guy. They're voting for a person who accepts a rapist. What kind of laws do you think he's going to make? Hey, it ain't rape. It ain't rape if it's gay. Because I had it before. It ain't that bad. It's a little bit sticky and a little bit white, but it'll heal up after 4.5 years. Is this the person that you really... Take a look at this guy's picture. He totally looks like a reasonable person, okay? But you wouldn't expect that he got raped by another Somali dude now, would you? Now, can you imagine if we apply this logic, okay? Imagine if he got murdered. Do you think his soul or ghost would be like, I feel guilty because, he was having a lot of fun. If only I was able to live for a few more moments before he strangled me to death. I feel guilty I didn't give him enough pleasure the way I died. Really? Is this even a person? Is this even an identity? The fact that we've gone to the point where we can get physically destroyed, raped, physically raped, our soul sucked out of us by a person who doesn't speak the language, who's illiterate, that is a rapist, and would have been a murderer, I'm sure, if they stayed any longer. And this cuck of all cucks feels guilt. Well, a little bit of me died today, and hopefully by listening to this, a little bit of you died today, and that will inspire you to not take a dick in the ass.